Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, where today I'm going to again show you guys my AR Dragon growing up slowly. I know it sounds weird, but you know what I mean when I say that. I'm talking about the series I've been doing in my old computer. I'm going to let you know that I am really terrified of what's been going on with this computer because I don't know if it's even, I don't know if it's doing it right now because I'm not watching it, but when I do watch it, what I've noticed is that whenever the camera's facing this way towards my face, where you guys can obviously see me, the camera can hear well. However, if you try turning the camera around to like the iPad showing up, um, if you turn it around to where the iPad's showing up, or where you see the iPad on the side, you can't really do anything. Like, you can't hear me. By the way, guys, I don't know if you can tell any difference between him at age 11, and that actually brings me to this episode I was talking about. Um, I'm just showing you guys, showing you guys my old dragon, age number 11. You did miss 9 and 10, but again, guys, I don't really notice any difference in growth with that. I don't know if he really is growing or not at age not anything past 6 and maybe 12 or 13. Again, we don't know when he's going to become an adult. I know once he does, he's going to be pretty huge. So yeah, I'm sorry for missing 9, 10, 11, but you got, or 9 and 10. But the same can be said for whenever I missed, what was it, or age 6 or something like that? Or I don't remember what age it was, but like there's really not much change you see until he actually grows up, and that's the thing. So guys, I will go, that's really all I had to do for this episode was this. However, I'm not going to end off the video quite there yet, because I do have to make some announcements. Because in the last video, when I did my iPad and tablet gameplay video, part 71, you guys couldn't hear the announcements I made. I don't think I'll be able to remember them all, honestly. But again, guys, whoops. This is him at age 11. I just got done feeding him and doing all that stuff. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, this episode's also going to be more of an announcement video than anything else as well. I did show you the dragon for a minute, but like, it ain't going to be too long. I do have to make a few announcements on different things. In the previous video, I did make a few announcements about, well, things with this camera, different games and all that. I actually do add a few more announcements to that. I don't think I'll remember every announcement that I made in the last video because honestly it was a lot and I can't even hear my own voice because of the camera messing up and all that. So I don't know if you guys can hear me right now, honestly. Like I said, this microphone, this computer's kind of messed up. Have it turned around, it can't hear you, or if you do, all you hear is let's just say I said, "Hey guys, welcome. Today we're going to." The camera would sound like, "Hey guys, welcome. Today we're going to." May even quieter than that. "Hey guys, welcome. Today we're going to." See what you mean, guys? See how you couldn't hear me there? That's exactly what the camera sounds like. And that brings me a big problem with this camera. I can do iPad and tablet gameplay video, but I can't do anything else. Because if the camera's not facing right at my face, it can't hear anything. Which means Pokemon Battle Revolution's out of the mix. I'll talk more about that in a little bit, but first off, let's try going into some of these announcements that I talked about in the previous video. Again, I can't remember all of them because of the fact that the camera or the microphone wasn't working right. The first few announcements has to do with the recorder itself. And one thing I like about this camera that's really cool compared to my other computer camera is the fact that there's a new function on this one. Something I kind of wish was on the other one, which is over here. Well, it's going to turn on in y'all's cases over here probably, but well, in your cases, since the camera flips itself around, so like right now it's going backwards from what it normally would be. So right now as I'm talking, I'm pointing to the right here, or I'm pointing this way, but it'll be the opposite way. It'll be this way once I do it. Like I said, the camera automatically flips itself the other way. So if anything, for me, everything was completely backwards. Like the chicken over here. The chicken over here is supposed to be on this side. However, again, the camera will flip that around once the video is done. Speaking of the camera, though, that wasn't really the announcement I had to make. The announcement I had to make was about the pause function. Now, guys, that's something that is kind of a blessing for a recorder, especially when you have to run to a bunch of different things. That's what Part 71 was really all about, and it's all right to try to show you guys what how the pause function works. But basically, if there's like something boringly stupid you don't want to watch, or like if there's something boring that you guys don't need to see or whatever, I can just click the pause button, and them problems will be like a thing in the past. Unfortunately, I cannot draw on this one like I could the other one. At least not while I'm recording it. So, that's one drawback. However, other than that, this camera's pretty good, other than the microphone anyway. The microphone sucks. Unless it's faced this way, then it doesn't suck. I am gonna let you know until I start getting my other computer down again. I'm not gonna be recording the videos of Pokemon Battle Revolution. Right now, my 3DS is over here trying to get my Pokemon trained up again. I'm using my Dialga Pass right now, and I'm trying to get it trained up all of them to level 100. We haven't got past the first 2 Pokemon yet. We're still doing the first 2 Pokemon in the daycare. We're not getting too far. So, yeah, that's not good for us. However, at least when this happens, we'll have a lot more options at our disposal. The one thing I was worried about with my Torterra Pass was that they were so low level that I was ready to learn moves and forget something else. Here's the thing, though. 5 out of my 6 Pokemon can only learn like 1 or 2 different moves before they completely stop learning moves. Like Luxray, for example. Luxray, I think the last move he can learn is being Discharge. So, yeah, that's kind of how things work. Well, that's the thing about most of them. Most of them have already either learned their last move or is going to learn it like within the next few levels. The only one on my team that does not fit that category is Dialga. However, his moveset looks really cool. I don't remember all the moves, but I know if you level him up, he'll actually learn different moves. He'll learn some of the moves I'm actually very interested in teaching him. He can learn Earth Power if you level him up enough. He can even learn Aura Spear, or how do you say that name? He can learn Flash Cannon, which is a way better replacement for Iron Tail, because Iron Tail is way too low defense, has way too low accuracy, not defense. So yeah. Again, guys, I don't remember every announcement I made in the last video. However, I do need to talk about some things that did end up happening during the last video. Because of the camera messing up, everything kind of went into pieces. The problem with the series itself is the fact that, like, let me go and tell you this right now, guys. If I do iPad and tablet gameplay videos on this computer, I'm going to have to keep the camera turned like this in order to do my announcements. I'm going to let you know right now that for anything else, like, if the camera's turned this way towards my iPad, you guys won't be able to hear the thing. I'll have to be silent the rest of the video because you won't be able to hear a thing from this. And that's the best problem with this computer is that. So yeah. I do have a few more announcements to make, but I think I'm going to go ahead and show you what I mean by the pause function. Like I said, there's a pause function over here I'm going to go and show you guys real quick. But basically, let's say that, I was doing something on camera that you guys wouldn't like. Let me go and give you an example. Let's say I need to go over here and, I don't know, iPad or something like that, you know? Well, what I could do is I could just easily say, alright guys, I gotta go get everything that I need to set up the iPad tablet gameplay video. I'll see you all in a minute, and, I'll have everything set up once you come back. And then all I gotta do is click the pause button, like so. See guys? See how good that thing is? It stopped the video or it paused the video where it didn't stop the recording. However, it paused it to where like I can get everything I need to get done. And knowing if I was doing an actual iPad and tablet gameplay video, to have my devices already set up and ready to go. However, guys, like I said, if I do continue doing iPad and tablet gameplay videos on this computer, understand that it will be very silent because I can't the camera can't pick up anything for some reason. I don't know what the problem with it is, but it won't pick up nothing very well. I'm actually going to go and talk about some of the games that I had in the last video. As you guys saw in the previous video, we did have a few new games. We actually ended up getting a brand new game on my tablet. That was actually a pretty fun game. It got boring kind of quickly, but it was fun. It was a game called Feed Chicks. You guys saw that on the last video, where you have these little baby chickens, and if you feed them enough, they obviously grow up. And then you can keep feeding them, and then eventually they'll give you more eggs with more chickens in it. However, if they reach their egg limit, they I guess go to sleep forever, and you can just sell them and get rid of them. And that was one of the games we did end up seeing yesterday, guys. Like I said, it wasn't much of the game. I didn't spend too long on it. But it's just a very simple game. You get chicks, grow them, get more eggs, and then once they go to sleep forever, put them in, sell them and get more, and keep doing that over and over again. However, along with that, I did find me some more stuff. I mean, more what's the word? More games that's on my iPad and tablet. Actually, guys, just about an hour ago, I did end up finding a few new games on my iPad. On this green one right here, I got below right here, obviously. I am actually going to go through them games again, because I think all of these are ones you've actually seen before. However, while I'm also here, I'm also going to talk about another game I showed you guys yesterday. A very cool game that was called, well, there it is. It's called Chick Hens, which is kind of similar to the game I just talked about with the feed chicks. However, these chicks can actually grow a lot bigger. Basically what you do is you start off by having a regular chicken, obviously, and if you feed enough, it'll grow up one stage. In the beginning of the game, they'll actually give you a chick that's already level 5, and so it's already halfway to its growth stage, and you just keep feeding it till it gets to stage 10, and it'll be huge. And later on, you can get more chicks and all that. Like I said, you saw more of it. You saw how it worked during the last video, and I can't really explain much. Basically, with those chicks and all growing them up, however, you can tap on them or poke them a lot, and they'll give you something that in the game they call Eggernergy, or Eggernergy, or something like that. Eggernergy. I can't say it fast. Eggernergy, which is something you do. Well, once you tap them enough, you get a brand new egg. You wait on it to hatch, and you get a brand new chicken out of it. And basically, the game continues like that. You feed them, grow them up, and then once they reach their max growth, you can actually give them a star. And once you give them the star, or give them, basically, I think the star kind of represents how much you can sell them for when you do sell them. So I think the more stars you have, the more valuable they'll be. When you sell them. So it's good to give them to their full amount of stars. So yeah, like I said, it wasn't much of that game last time. However, again, you guys couldn't hear the video last time because of the fact that the thing messed up. Along with that, I've got some brand new games that I just installed today. 99% of these, actually, I think all of these, you've seen on my videos at one point in time. I've got one or two of them. One of them being right there. Look what's returning, guys. Dragon City's back for more. That's right, guys. I'm going to try my best to restart Dragon City on this iPad and then continue it from there as well. That way we'll still have stuff to do on this game. The thing about it is, on my iPad, we're kind of running into a brick wall right now, so we don't have many new dragons, and we can't rebreed no more, and that's the best problem I'm running into. Hopefully, with me getting on this tablet, this other iPad, we can fix that problem. Along with that, we're doing a game similar to that. That's called... I thought I was going to get interrupted. Sorry about that. We're doing another game similar to that that's called Monster Legends. I'm sorry I keep getting interrupted. I keep thinking I'm going to get interrupted. Anyway, we're going to do a game similar to that called Monster Legends, which is a game very similar to Dragon City, except instead of just raising dragons, still a bunch of other monsters like monkeys. There's even certain monsters that look like dinosaurs and all that, and you actually get those very early in the game, and I like that a lot. So yeah, that's basically how. That's another one of the games you're going to end up getting. Both of them are very similar. Dragon City and Monster Legends are very similar to each other, except Monster Legends have more, I guess, animal, animalistic. Well, not animalistic. Has more different creatures than just dragons. Like I said, there's some that look kind of like dinosaurs, and there's some other ones like that as well. There's some that look like dinosaurs, and there's some other ones as well. So yeah. And then we actually got a few more games over here. One of them being a game that I don't think I'll be playing that often, but I will be trying to do somewhere on camera. That being, well, wrong way. Sorry, it's hard for me to speak to my iPad's in the way. We'll get the one on the top left. The first game on the top left. That game's called Slither. That's right, guys. I know it sounds weird, but I'm gonna try doing that Slither.io game on camera. It ain't the best game, but it might be pretty fun to do on the videos. Plus, like I said, that's a game we can keep doing over and over again. So if we really run into a brick wall and we can't do anything, well, that's a solution to it, obviously. I'm going to let you know a real quick announcement about AR Dragons while I'm sitting here. What the main point of this video was actually supposed to be, really. I am going to let you know right now that after he grows up into an adult, I'm probably going to end up doing the same thing I did back in part 70 or 69, where I actually restart the game several times and just show you a few dragons growing up. Because, like I said, AR dragons can save us from a pinch that we could run into, or a really bad thing that could happen with the series. Like, AR dragons can save us from that pinch where, like, the series may start going downhill. If something like that starts happening, I'm hoping the AR Dragon will be able to spike it back up again. That's kind of what I'm hoping it'll do. Instead of it going down like this, hopefully it can knock it back and then start going up again. I thought Dragon Titans Uprising will be one of those games, but that's kind of like, it's just kind of like it really depends on the scenario that we're doing. Because in a way, Dragon Titans Uprising can save the series as well. However, it also depends on when I decide to actually start growing dragons. Like, you guys know how I grew one of the dragons in the last video on my iPad type gameplay video. However, like I said, I was probably very bad timing. I probably should have just stayed away from that for a little bit longer till I really think that we needed to. So yeah. Along with that, guys, I did end up getting the game. I did end up re-getting the game. EatMe.io on here. The one with the giant piranha fish right there. I did end up re-getting that game again. And that's because the game glitched. I don't know why, but on that blue iPad I got, it has gotten worse and worse with games that's on that specific iPad. EatMe.io was another one of them games that actually had to disappear. That was one of the games I was trying to get a lot of stuff done, and I was actually doing very good on that. I was getting a lot of different things done, and getting somewhere in the game itself. I had a lot of fish evolutions unlocked, and I was on my way to that thing getting the, I believe like the seahorse or something done, or the octopus one. I was getting close to getting them unlocked. However, just yesterday, the day before, it started messing up again, and it wouldn't even let me open the game. It would open it, but then I click on one of the fish balls that I had to unlock, and then right when I was about to unlock it, it said, or no, it didn't say anything. It just closed out, and that kept happening every single time. I'd open it, I'd go to one of the fish balls that need to be unlocked, click on it, it closed out, and that happened to several more times, and it didn't stop. So you know what I did? I deleted it. And I've also noticed that it works better on this iPad anyway. Even Evo Pop, which is one of the things that usually would always close out on me, is actually working a lot better like that. Evo Pop has been one of the things that's been working 10 times as good as it did before. So yeah, um, so I'm hoping that maybe Eat Me I might not mess up on this. I am going to do a lot of off-game matches because of the fact that I'm going to need to get a bunch of stuff done. There's a lot of off-game or off-camera stuff I'm going to have to do. I'm going to try do a lot of off-camera matches to try to unlock more of them evolutions again. More than fish and more of the evolutions. So, yeah. Along with that, beside that, we got a game called Hello Fish, which is not going to be as good of a game, but basically, in that game, it's kind of similar to having a pet fish tank. However, in that game, instead of just growing your fish, they call it upgrading. And basically, like if you upgrade them fully, it'll be kind of like some of the games we played in the past, and they'll actually get a crown on top of their head. There was a game that we played called like I believe Happy Fish, and if you want to have a game similar to this one, think of that one because once their fish fully grows up, it'll get a crown on top of its head. However, instead of like technically growing them up, you're just upgrading them as it would call it. So yeah. We're gonna try to bring back a game called My Dream Fish Tank, which is that game that was actually pretty fun to play last time, where you have to grow up. You got to grow up a lot of different fish, like an ocean fish tank kind of thing. Like you had like a clownfish, and you could even have like a whale, a shark, stuff like that. You had a bunch of fish you can grow. I made to show you guys an example of what the game's all about because honestly, I got a few fish that need to grow up anyway. Um, so maybe at the end of this video, I'll give you a little taste of what that game's all about. You guys have seen it before, and I'll show you it again. Then we got a game called Dragon Mania Legends. Yes, guys, I'm gonna try making Dragon Mania Legends return. However, just got to deal with Dragon City on this one. I am going to try restarting the entire game and trying to start over from scratch. Yes, it will be a while before I can get a bunch of food and all that. However, again, guys, if we are very patient, we won't run into a brick wall. One of the biggest problems with Dragon Mania Legends that we ran into was that it just after a while got a little bit boring. And that's the problem with most of the games I've been playing recently. That's why the last week didn't have much in it. Especially out of them feed and grow games, like I said, it would probably be most of. But again, guys, more because of the fact that most of the games just end up getting boring to me. That's why I'm trying to get new ones as well. And now, guys, we only have two more games left on here that's new. One of them is actually a really big classic. I think I talked about this before in my series, but for you that don't know, back a long time ago when I used to do this, or when I did this series, it wasn't called the iPad and tablet gameplay video. I think it was just called what, like the. I don't know what I called it back then. It wasn't called the iPad and tablet gameplay series though, or if I did, it wasn't really about it wasn't really about the tablet at all. The next game we got on here is a game called School of Dragons. That's a game very similar to Dragon Titans Uprising. However, in the beginning, you only have one dragon you can grow up, and you have to worry about taking care of that one all the time. That game's going to be hard to do on camera. However, I'm going to try and putting it on, doing it for a Let's Play. It's going to be an iPad tablet gameplay series, but it'll kind of be its own Let's Play as well, just in the iPad tablet gameplay series itself. So, yeah. Then, we got one more game on here. Well, actually, I'm going to go into a little bit more detail about the School of Dragons game real quick. Basically, you get the right when you're about to start the game during the tutorial, there'll actually be this little tutorial part where you have to save a dragon that's caged up, well, in the game itself, and whatever dragon you save becomes basically your pet dragon. and you have to take care of it until it grows up from a baby to a teenager, from a teenager to an adult. And if you're really, really wanting to keep growing him, there's actually a Titan's wing stage you can actually get them up to. So yeah, but like I said, that takes a while to get to without spending like pretty much actual money in the game. It takes a while to get to. Level 15 does, because basically at level 5 you can get a teenager, level 10 adult, level 15 the Titan wing. However, again, guys, it's either 15 or 20. Either way, though, it does take a while to get to him or get him there. However, if I remember how to actually do it, because I haven't played School of Dragons in a matter of probably 2, 3, 4 years now. If I can remember how to do it, there actually is a method where I can help level him up and make it a little bit quicker. I just have to play a certain mini game that's available later on in the game. I don't remember how to get to it though. I'll have to figure that out. Like I said, I'm not gonna do any of it off camera though, unless I really need to. But I'm gonna do every tutorial on camera. So that means I will be doing Dragon City in the next video. I will try to do Dragon City in the next video. I will try to do Monster Legends in the next video, and so on and so forth. Then along with that, I re-got the game Dragon Veil, which is a fun game where it's kind of similar to how do I put this? A dragon version of the Dinosaur Island game that's on my tablet, where like instead of them just magically appearing bigger, you can actually kind of see a difference in size. Like if the dragon was this small before, whenever you feed him, he might, you just see him grow. You see him. Dang it! Now he interrupted. But you see him grow. You can actually see him, change in size. That's one of the reasons why I like Dino Island so good, is because it's one of the games where it does that really well. I like how you can see the dinosaur growing up. Something else I do gotta go and let you know about real quick, guys, is the fact that, well, I actually ended up breeding a brand new kind of dinosaur in Dinosaur Island. Actually, I ended up breeding a plant or nature dragon. And I already have the habitat and all that ready, and the dragon's already ready in the habitat. I just gotta try to get every other adult dinosaur out of there. And sorry about that. I thought I was about to get distracted again. I gotta get every other adult dinosaur out of the game itself. Then I'm going to, once I get every baby, we'll come back to the game and we'll grow them up. However, I think maybe not from now on, but for the next pattern, I'm actually gonna do a little bit of a pattern for the next time I do Dino Island. In Dino Island right now, in every habitat, I am actually putting one species of a dinosaur into that habitat and maxing it out. What I mean by that is, in one habitat, at one point in time, I'm going to put 2 or 3 T-Rexes into that one habitat, and once I come back to the video, that'll be one that will be growing up. So, yeah. And that's basically how the rest of them are going to go. We're going to do something with the long neck Bronchiosaurus dinosaur. We're going to do one with the Stegosaurus. We're going to do one with the big dinosaur with the spikes on his back. We're going to be doing that with a lot of dinosaurs. And maybe at one point in time, if I really am running into a bad spot, maybe we'll even do that in Dragon Veil. So, yeah. That's really all I have to tell you guys real quick. That's all I need to tell you guys about all this stuff that's been going on lately. I am going to let you know again, guys, that once my AR Dragon grows up into an adult form, I'll probably end up restarting the game again, and then we'll do an episode where we're just growing a few of them up from a baby to a teenager to an adult, and then we restart again. So yeah, starting when that one becomes a dinosaur. We can even do it with him. When that one becomes an adult dragon, we can actually technically do that with him. Get him back into a baby, then put him back to a teenager, then put him to the adult, obviously. Like, we can do that with him if we really wanted to. Maybe I'll do it once to show you guys, like, how he grew up. From what we can actually see. So, yeah. I will also get myself a new pet dragon once that happens so I can get him up and growing some more. I really can't wait to see some of these other ones grow up. It's going to be really fun. So, yeah. Guys, that's really all I had to let you know about. Tonight, if I can, I will be doing a video of the iPad to have a gameplay video. I will. However, I'm only focusing on the games. AR Dragon, maybe. Chick Hands, the feed chick on the tablet, Dragon City tutorial, Moth Legendary tutorial, and then doing the rest of the games its own here, except for maybe Toy Dragons. Toy Dragons again might become its own Let's Play, so that'll be one we probably won't focus on in the next iPad and tablet gameplay video. However, I do have one more announcement to make to you guys, and that's actually about a brand new game they actually started coming out with. For you guys, for you that don't know, they actually ended up coming out with a brand new Pokemon game that's actually on this iPad. And that game's kind of similar to a combination of Candy Crush, and there's another game I'm trying to think of with it. I forgot the name of the other game again. I had it in my head a few days ago and forgot what it was. Basically, it's a combination of, like, it's a combination of Candy Crush. Let me say that again. It's basically Candy Crush with Pokemon style. That game is called Pokemon Cafe Mix, where you have to solve puzzles to fill orders for certain Pokemon that come to your cafe. And if you actually satisfy those Pokemon enough, they'll actually start helping you out in the cafe. Which is a really cool sounding game. I actually did try it out a few days ago, and I really loved it for what it had in it. I loved what was available in it. It was really fun to me, is what I'm trying to say. So, yeah, I'm very excited to be doing a Let's Play of that game for you guys on camera. But yeah, that's actually all I need to let you know about for real this time, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you guys can actually hear me, because like I said, this thing has not been working right with the volume if it's turned over a different way. We'll have to see what ends up happening, though. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you for the next video. Bye-bye, everyone.